Right, back here of quarterfinals action at MAW opening day, 6th annual MAW opening day. Got ERL versus Longballs. ERL's the 3rd seed out of Group A. Longballs are the 2nd seed out of Group B. Zane Johnson pitching for the Longballs. This is Zane's first innings of the day. Brendan Bowes pitched all of his team's other innings to this point. I think 16 in total. So actually, I'm not sure this is, Zane may have pitched before. He gets Whiffman looking there. Good start.
Not even, yeah. It's flat, right? Yeah, it's not like a...
Longballs' path was a win over the Stompers in an extra inning game. Then they beat the Goon Squad also in an extra inning game. And then against the Ridley Park Magic, they lost 1-0 to take the 2nd seed in their bracket. ERL, meanwhile, won their opener against Great Lakes Legion, dropped their 2nd game to Voodoo, won their 3rd game against the Bunglers, and then came from behind in the bottom of the 5th to score 6 runs to beat the New School Risers 6-2.
I was batting lefty with a beer in this hand and a bat in this hand.
Which throws you're wounded.
Bro, I was bleeding for like 5 minutes back there. The whole, I almost passed out as Bose was wrapping on my finger.
Yeah.
You're a madman.
No, I'm just a fucking idiot.
Yeah, you're good.
Where's Tim?
Other fields?
They're still playing today?
Yeah, they're behind, so like...
What round are they on over there?
They're on the last one now, but this game just started, so...
They lost.
They lost to Magic.
So then the Longballs would play the winner of here. Or
Keep this line moving.
Runner on 3rd, 1 out. ERL scores the 1st run of the game on a Connor Young triple. With man up now for a chance to get that runner in from 3rd.
Good, whoa, great.
With man struck out his first at bat.
Keep this line moving. Let's go. Over here.
Draws a walk there. Runners at the corner for Rob Landreau.
Anytime you get on. Every time you get on, just needs another AD. One's it. Yeah!
Drops down a little lower that time. Locates the riser in the middle of the zone. Get up 1 and 2. Zane's either completely fresh or relatively fresh this game. Bose, who you see on the right side of your screen over by the 2nd base area, handled all or the majority of the Longballs innings to this point.
You say 1-3.
Bose is in his sophomore season, a really good pitcher. Won Rookie of the Year honors all around the place last year. Ridley Park, Mid-Atlantic.
Good piece.
The National Wiffle Rookie of the Year award.
Was it this one? Yeah, that's it. Still full.
Today, just you know, in terms of who he beat and the close games he was in, was maybe his best performance so far, at least at MAW.
Sorry, shake it.
So Rob chases that. 2 outs now.
Come on, Connor, give me another.
Bo's also had a really good. He's also really good just periods at the season last year. He led the Dodgers to a championship in Ridley Park. Connor fouls that straight back. And I think right after that, I think that was in early October. Right after that, he led Bad Batch in United Wiffle to a 3-0 start on Saturday.
Hey, need runs this game. Come on.
Zane's also pretty accomplished himself. Was an integral member of the Aces last year in MAW. He's captain for the Dodgers in Ridley Park as he gets Connor swinging there. So even though the Longballs lost a couple big arms this year, they lost Tommy Loftus, who's in I guess we can call it semi local ball retirement, and they also lost Sean Bignier to the Ridley Park Magic. But the additions of Zane, who again was on the Aces last year, and then the second year of Buzz.
Oh, Rocky, that's right. I forgot Bob's before.
I was coming in fresh, probably throwing 40.
Struggling, man. Long day, bro.
Leave me alone. It's tough to keep a book.
Yeah, exactly. That's the main thing. Playing catch up all day.
So Rob will get to start for Earl. Again, Connor wins 15 innings. Earl basically pitched all their competitive games, I guess would be the best way to say it. Whiffman pitched a couple in a mercy rule blowout. At one point, it sounded like they were going to stick with Connor, but hand the ball to Rob here, and I guess see how far he can go. Connor's probably always willing to come back in. I'm not sure, may not be the greatest idea at this point for how many innings he's thrown after, if he sits out a game here, but Rob's, certainly capable of beating the Longballs, and I think Earl, if they're, as you can see, it's a short roster today for them. Only 3 players: Rob, Whiffman, and Connor. They're missing Kenny Rogers, Mike Stiles, and Johnny Costa. So with the short roster, I think they'll, they get into the semifinals, and if they get to the semifinals by Rob, expending all he's got here, and Connor kind of already has expended all he has, I think they'll take that as a victory.
I like that. Just throw it as high as you can, hope it comes down at it. I'm sorry. Look a little tighter.
Wow, okay.
Since this is Rob's first appearance of the day, a little bit of delay as he gets warmed up, gets loose. Scouting reporters, as you can kind of see from his warm-ups, he's not going to overpower you with velocity, but he's a, veteran pitcher. Will throw a lot of strikes. When he's on, he's going to hit. When he's on, he's going to hit his spots. He's going to get ahead early, then expand the zone, try to chase. For the Longballs offensively, I think they batted 5 all day. But everyone in the lineup packs a little pop. Zane's had some big home runs in MAW, so is Colin, so is Dylan. Dylan's maybe had the biggest ones of them all. They are missing I guess they only got 4 guys, so there's about 4, but they are missing their 5th, Dennis Donegan, who you could definitely use in a situation like this. He's got a flair for the dramatic, but there's still plenty of thump. Bose, I think, had the walk-off single in one of their extra inning games earlier today, so all 4 of these guys can hit. ready to go here. Rob is all warmed up. Or at least as warmed up as he's going to be. So Zane leading off for the Longballs. He takes that just a little bit outside. You know, Rob's a veteran. That first pitch was far harder than any pitches in warm-ups, just conserving his energy. No need to flamethrow when you're just warming up. He falls behind there, 2-0.
Yeah, Bob, come on!
That one hits the zone. Zane swings through. I'm sorry, Cal Long is 2-2. That's a strikeout. First out of the inning, brings up Colin Pollag.
Oh yeah, great spot, 1-3. Come on.
Colin watches that low.
Whatever you want. Yeah, Bob, way up.
Colin had a nice end to his 2021 season after struggling at the plate for most of it, or at least outside of Ridley Park. He had a rough go at an MAW the first few tournaments, to the point that Colin very rarely misses a tournament. Sat out the Staten Island tournament, even though his team was there. He just needed a break. Ended up playing in the Yard Open as Rob leaves that dropper over. Connor makes easy play on that for the second out. But yeah, Colin was struggling, so he sat out the Staten Island tournament, even though his team played in it. Came back for the Yard Open with a Ridley Park team a few weeks later. His team came back, won the Comeback Cup, and I don't know if there's any correlation, but that seemed to get his back going. He was very good in the MAW Wildcard Tournament, very good in the MAW Championship Tournament, both of those in September, and then he had a solid. He was very good in the NWA Tournament. Then the week after, 2 MAW tournaments, and then was solid in the United Wiffle. So his bat seems to be coming around after struggling for most of 2021. In 19, he was probably one of the better hitters in MAW. Brendan Bowes batting for the Longballs now with 2 outs, nobody on.
Yeah, Bob, it'll work.
Swings through that drop pitch. So Rob gets to a clean bottom of the first. No score. I'm sorry, 1-0 Earl as we head to the second inning. Zane Johnston back out for his second inning of work.
I think I'm in last.
I got him.
Yeah, I walked in.
Yeah, you leave us. That's fucking hot again. I gotta take my sweats off again.
Ken, dude, that rides are low. The sound feels low.
Must feel like a mile.
That's why in our league, we have like the same dimensions. Dude, what do you want me to do? I have no pillow.
Also, like you're up here, so a riser's coming literally at your ankle. It's at your foot.
I always, as a short guy, I always found a high zone completely unfair.
Oh yeah, if I get a short guy on a high zone, high drops.
Yeah.
Drops at the eyeball.
Yeah.
So as a pitcher for me, I'm not.
Well, that's why I was doing the up against the arm. The drop became here instead of.
Come on, let's start it up.
Yeah, baby. Go. Hold whip. Go, baby.
Ah, you idiot.
Grab ball. Zane takes it himself. Makes the play to the backstop. Tires whiff man. Always a big out, especially when he's leaning off the inning. Now Zane's got the chance to get out of here if only facing him once per inning. that's going to be the thing about this lineup once they get Kenny Rogers Jr. in it too. Is you know, even if you do that, then you know you got him coming up next, or however they bat him. I'm sure they're going to bat him back to back just to get that dynamic. But you're gonna breathe a sigh of relief, and then you're gonna have a you know, just as good of a hitter coming up after.
Come on, Bob.
Good eye, dude.
Believe.
Great eye. Hey, wait, how about that?
Come on, Bob. Base of ball 5. And ball 4. I'm so out of it today.
Just get in it.
I mean, I'm here, but like more so just like shit like that.
Like you're so proud. And that's been going on for years, and I still can't get. I still can't like. I still think that's all stuff. Good job. Hey, turn it over. Come on. No, you're good. Don't worry. We'll get runs.
Connor, stay hot.
Ground ball right to Bose. Comes in a few steps on it, takes his time, makes a throw into the backstop. So 1-2-3 inning for Zane after the 1-run first. Keeps it right there at 1-0.
I could have done more with it than what I did. I know that.
That's what'll be important for Zane going forward in this game, just keeping it here, you know, and then if you can't keep it here, you know, just limiting the damage. 1-0, 2-0, even 3-0, you know, for the long ball hitters is nowhere near insurmountable. So got to keep it close, keep his team in it. And offensively, for the long balls, it's just having good at bats. They probably haven't seen much of Rob at all. At least, you know, it's certainly in fast pitch. So just, you know, having good at bats.
Wait, no, and then it was me, Grace on my right, and Alex on her right. So it was like she was sandwiched between us. He's like, yeah, Logan backward. He's like, and then like stopped, and then she was in the hand, she didn't hear him, and I started.
So in the Juggernauts Goon Squad game, that is in the bottom of the 5th, scoreless. I do not. I think I'm 99% sure the pitching matchup in that game is for the Juggernauts, Ray Lutic, and then for Goon Squad, Colin Prentice. I know Ray's. I'm pretty sure Ray at least started for the Jugs, and I can't imagine it being anyone but Prentice. They got some great innings, a win out of Fink earlier today. I don't know if he pitched at all after that, but compared to, you know, last year where Prentice was pitching basically all the innings for the Goon Squad, you know, that's got to be a boost. And Fink's only gonna eat up more important innings as the year goes along. So Rob gets Dylan swinging to start the second inning. Starts the bottom of the second inning. So he was slightly out ahead of that one. Got it backwards. So again, the winner of that Goon Squad Juggernauts game, which is in the bottom of the 5th, and that'll go straight to bases loaded in the 6th because that's a losers bracket game. The winner of that will be the 3C coming out of the other bracket being played at the Dallas Town Community Park Fields. And the winner of that awaits the Yaks. So that'd be, you know, if Goon Squad can pull this out, that'd be an interesting quarterfinal match we didn't necessarily see coming. Yaks, Goon Squad. That'll be a pretty good game if that happens. You know, Jugs Yaks will be a good game too. Jared Bull's completely fresh for the Yaks. Skip handled all of the Yaks innings to this point. And Bull can be a tough matchup for teams. He looks like a power pitcher, but doesn't really pitch like a power pitcher, but he can, and it's just, you kind of never know what's coming. Zane rips that away foul. Zane's had a couple good hacks this at bat. So another good cut by Zane, but that one, Johnny holds on to that one. So foul tip, strike 3. First out of the inning, or second out of the inning. There's a ramp, one hop bounce, double. Runner on second, 2 outs. In that Goon Squad Juggernauts game, Andrew Fink just hit a leadoff triple in the bottom of the 5th to put a runner on third with nobody out. So that's a huge leadoff hit.
Yeah, Bob, wait a spot.
We were talking a little bit about Fink's pitching earlier, but I mean, as a hitter, pitching's still a work in progress for him. As a hitter, he's already one of the best in MAW. It's a name that not a lot of people know because both in MAW and elsewhere, his teams haven't really gone far. But he's a really good football hitter.
Got a boy! Come on!
Rob dials it up there, just two hard risers after the double from Collins. Better at bat stuff for the long balls there. Again, that's really what this game is going to come down to is Zane keeping it right here. No more than another run, maybe 2. Because you kind of feel like the long balls are going to squeak one or 2 out at some point.
You play the winner.
When would our game start?
You with come. Yeah, no, we need more. Try to get go with.
Perfect hit Snapchat is what it's called.
Yeah, someone will say something.
Oh my god. That was the most. That was the most.
He really is. He checks all the boxes. Stop. What's that now? I'd rather him not. Yeah, I can imagine. Very disturbing. I'm sure. Probably cheats like gummy worm. I don't hear that piece walk. I got that. Right. Come on, let's go, kid. Up it is. Go, Bob. Keep the line moving. Yeah, I like that cut. Stay back a little bit.
Zane flings that riser up, and it's a pretty tempting pitch because out of the hand, it doesn't look like anything much, and just over the plate, that's a problem. But keeping that inside, that's a good pitch. This is Zane's bugaboo, is that he can get wild. He can fall apart pretty quickly.
That's our chicken.
Big strikeout. So Lutic Ray Lutic is still pitching for the Juggernauts in the other game going on right now. He worked out of around, I guess, a leadoff triple. So now we're into the 6th inning, bases automatically loaded in that Juggernauts Goon Squad game. The winner of that will finish off our playoff bracket, and they will face the Yaks in a quarterfinal matchup.
Dude.
Oh,
Right in the sternum. Yeah.
He's gonna flare up his acid reflux. Hey, smart.
Ball hit me in my soul.
We already gave most Supermax for US.
Let's go, first and second.
Right now.
Right now.
So runners on first and second, only one out.
Oh, just missed it.
James flips that in. Wants to be careful for that pitch to whiff, man. He's got to keep that insider low like he did there. If that finds too much of the zone, that's going to go a long way. But at the same time, it's a good pitch to kind of get ahead. Just that little, it's not necessarily change up. It's a little riser. He just kind of flips up there.
Good eye whiff, man. Let's go. Need you here. Come on.
Gets to man and chase high. 2 outs.
That's such a bad song.
I think that's a good example. It's something that Zane really has in his corner or has in his arsenal. Is just he's just got like a lot of different looks, you can give guys. And I don't even think a lot of times it's intentional, but like he'll just get a little bit out of arm slot, or he'll do something just a little bit different, and just those little variations I think keep hitters off balance. Because otherwise, his repertoire is very standard. It's a riser. He'll throw a sidearm drop a little bit, and then a screwball.
Good job.
Good eye, Bob. Come on. Don't help him. All over the place. Let's go. Nowhere close.
Whole inning. Connor. The whole inning.
Smart up there.
The whole inning has it.
Come on, make him come, Connor.
Bases are full for Connor Young. Zane hasn't been able to get that drop pitch over, and that's going to be a problem if he can't find that. That was a drop pitch too, but it stayed really flat. Again, which Zane will throw, and I'm not sure if he intends to or not, but it's just a different look. It's not necessarily a good pitch, but...
Come on, Connor!
Ooh, line out right to Joey Harsh on the outfield. Connor smoked that, but right at Dylan.
I think 1-0. What about you guys?
1-1.
This is what, like your 8th game today? Yeah. Good to play going.
Joe even hit a fuck.
So Zane's a beneficiary of some good defense there. He created his own good defense earlier today, just the prior game for the Longballs, facing really Park Magic. He made a really spectacular Superman-esque catch, diving over the fence, just completely stretched out, robbing Cam Farrow of a home run. We'll have that up at some point in this next week. Just a really spectacular catch. Temporarily saved the Longballs a run. Unfortunately for the Longballs, Teddy Drescher hit a home run the very next batter, but it was a really great catch. And we've seen Zane attempt that before. Last August, I remember in Staten Island, he did the exact same move, trying to rob Jordan Robles of a home run in a quarterfinal matchup against the Aces against State of Mind. He couldn't quite get to the ball in that situation, but did get to it here. He's a good athlete. I mean, he's a lacrosse player. I think at some point he, was playing in college.
Find a way on. Find a way on. Anyway. I'm protected. Bro. Nice, Zane. No.
That ball's got a chance to reach the wall, and it does. That's a one-out double for Zane. Zane's had some good at-bats this game.
Good eye.
A little single here from Colin ties this game up.
Love that, Bob. Love it. Come on. 1-2, Rob. So your pitch now. Your pitch. Good hole. Good hole. Yeah, Bob, come on! Fucking big one. Big one.
Big strikeout against a tough batter for Rob there. Runner still at second. Brings up Brendan Bowes. Bowes again in his sophomore season. His very first competitive wiffle ball appearance at all last year was Ridley Park opening day.
Yep, way up! Way up!
Very first pitch he saw from a good pitcher from Sean Bing there. He took deep. He's definitely got the tools to be a really good hitter, and he's shown it in flashes here so far, both in MAW, Ridley Park, and elsewhere. Just looking for that consistency.
Attaboy!
So Rob works out of the one-out double by Zane Johnston to keep it 1-0 here. Zane heads, or no, it looks like we're. Oh yeah, Zane heads back. Or no, it looks like we're gonna get a pitching change here.
No, I made last. I'll find out.
We'll have to find out the impetus for this pitching change. I don't know if it's an injury concern with Zane, he was pitching pretty well, or if it's just a matter of, okay, let's give him a different look.
Just once. Because he's starting to he's starting to drop so much. It's so fun.
So Colin coming on for the long ball. He's a good pitcher. A very interesting pitcher in that, in Ridley Park in league play, very accomplished, very, very good, and like throwing legitimately very good stuff. Outside of there, he's always struggled. He's had, again, flashes in MAW. He's had flashes elsewhere.
Yeah, same thing, honestly. Same approach. Don't listen to me right now. No, but But yeah, he's going to be just as sporadic as the last.
He's a hit ball win game kind of guy.
Yep.
But when he's got a nice hard riser. It's he wants to, like any sort of riser heavy pitcher, he wants to keep it out of the middle of the plate. He's got a good arm. Got a little bit of deception, as you see with that turn.
Yeah, it'll be there.
With man fouls, chops that off to the side.
Let's go with. Oh, that's a tough one. I got it.
I couldn't throw the ball that far with a fucking cannon. If I throw a wild pitch, the ball stops there. It's on its way down.
There's no way he's going to be my relay, man.
No, you're better off walking it.
Come on, Whip, what do you say about it?
2-2 count here. Wolfman leading off the top of the fourth against Colin Pollag, entering the game for the first time here.
Unless it was fair, then it was bad.
Let's go, Whiffman. Win it. Come on, Whiffman. Win this at bat.
Colin comes back with a little something different there. Gets whiff man frozen. Wasn't expecting that. All risers to that point in the bat.
He just threw you a lob drop. It wasn't even a yard drop, just a lob drop. Listen,
And he goes back to his bread and butter there with a riser. Gets Rob looking. Strike one.
You said he throws the slider and he comes in. It's pretty good. He's got good. Yeah, it's good speed. Yeah. It's good speed.
You have a bowl. Yeah, well, I brought 2 Dutches and I didn't realize one was a half of a Dutch.
I can
Let me tell you, dude, you're a fucking amateur. Figure it out. Really smart.
Okay, 2 outs here. Colin goes against Connor. Gets a ground ball.
Straight fucking.
Yup! Yup!
Colin pounds the zone with it.
Yup!
Was that a fastball?
He gets out of the 4th inning. Keeps it right here. Keeps it right there. I'm sorry, at 1-0. Again, that was sort of the key. Once Earl went ahead 1-0
I'm beating the shit.
in the first inning, it was just important for the Longballs pitchers, whether Zane before or Colin now, just to keep it right here. You know, against Rob, they certainly have more than a chance to put up a run at any point.
You'll have to come near me sometime.
Let's keep it close, give themselves a chance.
Fight with the wooden bat.
I'm
I'm pretty sure the Longballs would already consider this a victory this day, this tournament.
Plastic bat fight.
Okay, without that, it's just sort of they're kind of pulling back for the long season. They're not gonna overextend Bose. They're not gonna overextend anyone. To reach this part of the tournament, be 6 of the final teams standing out of a 16-team field is pretty big, and they'll take that. Again, especially in their first tournament after losing to 2 of their better players, and Tommy Loftus and Sean Bing there. All right, so Dylan Harshaw will lead it off here.
Way up, Bob. Come on.
Dylan watches that outside and a little bit low. Now has 1 ball to go with 2 strikes.
Yup. Good idea.
Pretty much the same pitch, but Dylan chases it after laying off of the pitch before. So 1 out brings up Zane Johnston. Zane has had the best at bat so far, I would say, against Rob. Third time in a row, very similar pitch. It's that low slider outside.
Oh yeah.
Took a little bit off of that, and as Rob said, it was up. It wasn't a good location, but just he had Zane out in front, and by that time there was nothing Zane could do about it. He already committed.
Yeah, Bob, come on. I got it.
2 outs now. Longballs running out of outs. 4 to work with here.
Go, Bob. Yeah, Bob, that's exactly what I told you not to do.
Yeah, I know.
Rob definitely got away with one there, especially against a batter like Colin. He doesn't miss that all too often. It'll happen, of course, especially against good hitters. You know, sometimes you need to be a combination of good and lucky.
Like off your foot?
Oops.
I don't know. I feel like that's like an unwritten rule, probably.
Like, you'll be an asshole.
Yeah. Let's go, Bob. Still yours. Still yours. Come on.
Good eye.
Love that, though. That's unreal. Love it! Let's go! Yeah, outer half.
Another shutdown inning for Rob. Go to the top of the fifth. Still 1-0 Earl. Looking for insurance runs here.
Score. Score, yeah.
Some people got to eat. No, some people can't. I can't go this. I mean, I can't. You can, yeah. Oh my God. Got to feed the beast, you know? You only hit so many home runs before we got to charge you back up. I got it. I struck out. I know that. Struck out. Against Colin, I got and I grounded out.
Quick man, you lead.
I think he's led every inning. This is top five.
Top 5, guys. Quick man, you lead.
This guy's okay.
Whiffman will lead off the top of the fifth for Earl. Calling out for his second inning of work.
You do.
Goes to his
You
knee
are
on that
bad.
high
You're a right
riser.
player. Yep. Yep.
Rice! Go with man.
Probably. Just no. No.
That's it? Yeah, no shot. I'm out.
Alright, so we finally have a final in the Juggernauts OG Goon Squad game. Juggernauts win 1-0 in 7 innings. Or I'm sorry, I'm not sure if they've won yet. But they're up 1-0 in 7 innings. Brian McElrath hit a hot shot right at Steven Simcox. Simcox couldn't come up with it. Bases were automatically loaded. So I think it was, so it wasn't a clean single. Simcox at least got a hand on it, but 1-0. Jugs over Goon Squad. Colin looking really good here. Just going with his bread and butter. Just going with that riser.
It was the day after we played the Pirates.
Come on, Connor, pick one out.
Good job. Hey, turn it over one more time.
Yeah, so the Juggernauts are the away team in that game. So that game is not done, but 1-0 Juggernauts, 7th inning, up on Goon Squad.
That was a while ago. Turn it over, Chris. That was
That game has moved on to the bottom of the 7th. That Juggernauts OG Goon Squad game. So Juggernauts looking for 3 more outs.
Like through my legs. I swear.
Close the deal on that one. To forewarn here, that other group has been, the play's been a little slow. So usually we like to give a bunch of clean innings in the playoff bracket and go completely clean throughout the championship tournament. That may not be possible today, so we'll keep you up to date on what the extra inning rules are. Here it's still just after 5. If they're still tied, it's going to go right to bases loaded in the 6th. That'll likely continue. At least in the semifinals, I would imagine at this point.
Go with me. Well, make it hurt now, right?
We got about 4 hours and 45 minutes, I would say, left of daylight. 4 hours and 20-ish minutes left of good daylight.
Good pitch, Kyle. Come on, Whitman.
Colin gets Whiffman swinging, strikes him out twice in an inning. That's a nice little notch in your belt for any pitcher. So we go to the bottom of the fifth. Earl still clinging to this 1-0 lead. Lead they've had since the first. Longballs have 3 outs to work with. Need 1 run to prolong this game, 2 to win it. Longballs are the home team, are the higher seed. The way this format worked is teams that went 3. There's going to be 2 teams that go 3-0. Or 1 team in each of the 2 pools that goes 3-0. They get a bye to the semifinals. The team that started 2-0 and then lost that game, they play in the round of 6, but they're the higher seed, which is the Longballs case. They were 2-1. Then a team like Earl that took the 3rd seed in their group, they won their first game, lost their second. Once you have 1 run, if you lose your first 2 games in this format, you have to play an additional game in order to get to the playoffs. It's basically a loser's bracket. That's how loser's brackets always work, is you play that additional game. So Earl's 2-2 heading into this one. Longballs are 2-1. So that's why they're seated the way they are. Bose leading off here for Longballs down to their last 3 outs.
Yup, there you go, way up.
I feel you say that. I never when I asked teams
There you go, Bob.
Stays low on that pitch twice in a row. Both swings through both of them. 1 out brings up Dylan Harshaw. Harshaw is no stranger to big home runs. He's no stranger to big opening days, too. He had a great opening day a couple of years ago, in 2020.
Yeah, Bob, way up. I got you.
That season, of course, was delayed by COVID, so that opening day was in June. The Longballs reached the quarterfinals in that tournament. It was a 8-team quarterfinals there. First, he hit a grand slam off of Sean Steffi to beat Steve 4. Then he hit a home run off of Red to beat the Juggernauts in the semifinals. Then he hit a home run off of Dan Whiter to beat POC in the finals. So 3 home runs off of 3 really, really good pitchers.
Yup, and a boy, Bob.
Dylan can't recreate that magic here. Swings through that slider that stays down. 2 outs now. But definitely one of my favorite, I think definitely one of the best opening day memories in MAW was that. That's the stuff you look for. Dylan's a good hitter, but he's not, he's not a great hitter. He's not a household name or anything like that.
Yup, way up.
And just those 3 games in a row, just taking it to 3, 3 top level excellent pitchers. That's the kind of stuff, you play to see. Same ground ball. Connor's got it. See if he can throw. He does. So Earl, somewhat impossibly, just 10 innings ago, we're down 2-0 to the Risers with their season on the line. Now they, just scraped this out 1-0, found themselves in the finals. Find themselves in the semifinals. So we'll see what they do. They're gonna have a little bit of a layoff here, at least maybe not too long, but at least 10, 15, 20 minutes at the least. And if that's their only layoff, then they're gonna have a longer layoff at some point. So we'll see what they do pitching wise. They're kind of running low, but So nice job by Earl making it to this point.
Wow. Yo, Final Four.
All right, so we'll be back at some point. I can't tell you exactly when. We'll be back at some point with some more quarterfinals and then semifinals and finals action. Thanks for